welcome back to 4F Beauty. As you can see today, I've done a beautiful bright look with my Juvia's Zulu palette. Very peacocky inspired. I'm trying to encourage the warm weather to come here because if I am going to be suffering with my allergies already, and then I'd like to have a little bit warmer weather to go with it, please. So, after my song comes a tutorial. When will I be YouTube famous? Here it comes. Hey, welcome back from the intro. If my voice does that a bit through this, I'm really sorry. My allergies have kicked in already this year. Tree pollen is killing me at the moment. But at least today I have a voice. Yesterday I had none at all. Right. Foundation I've got on is this new one, Revolution Pro, the new range from Makeup Rev, and the matching concealer. And I'm now about to set it with Makeup Rev lace powder. This is very, very light feeling on the skin, this foundation. I am doing a review on it for you, so there will be a video going up of it. The concealer is actually really quite wet, quite sticky. It's making the brush feel damp as I'm putting this setting powder on. I don't know if I like that. It worries me that it's then gonna, even though I'm setting it, it does worry me that it's gonna crease and move through the day. But, you know, we shall see on the foundation review whether it does or not. I mean, it's reasonably good coverage. I mean, I wouldn't exactly call it camouflage coverage, which is what they've called it. Yeah, the foundation itself is remaining quite sticky as well, so it's definitely a foundation that you're going to have to set, because I wouldn't want to try and blend powder over this right now. It would cling to wherever you put it and wouldn't then want to move. I have tried a Makeup Rev stick foundation, their fast base, and I'll leave the link to that film in the description box below. Yeah, this is definitely making my brushes feel damp, even though they're not. It's weird. It's a very, it's not drying down at all. Which I have to say worries me, because normally foundations that don't dry down don't cope very well on my oily combo skin. But we will see how this goes through the day. Hope your day's going okay, or gone okay if you're at the end of it. Use this big fluffy brush to set the rest of my face, and as I always say, I always stipple first before sweeping in case I shift any of the foundation. And when you've got a foundation on which doesn't set down, which this one clearly doesn't, it's even more important to stipple the powder on before you swipe it. So it's really quite disappointing that my allergies have kicked back in. I was so rough yesterday, I actually had to cancel lunch with some friends of mine that I haven't seen for a while, and I was really looking forward to the catch up. I hate being the sort of person that has to cancel on the day. But I was feeling so rough yesterday, and I wasn't entirely sure if it was my allergies kicking in or if I was catching a cold. Or because husband had a bit of a cold the other week. And I just thought, oh, please don't say I've come down with that. So I thought, being a courteous friend rather than risk potentially passing a cold on. Still, we can catch up another day, I'm sure. Right, time to do my bronzer. I'm going to go in with my favourite bronzer, which, as you know, is the Barry M Afterglow Light. One, it's huge, but it's a really nice bronzer. It's not too orange, so when you're as pale as me and you're cool undertoned, it does actually work quite nicely. Sorry, I'm not talking too much, and you can probably really hear me breathing today as well. Blasted hay fever. I don't always get it. The last few years I've been getting it really badly. Some years I get away and don't get hardly any symptoms at all. The problem is I get the tree and the grass pollen, so most people that get tree pollen don't get affected by flowers and grass. So they get a bit of respite in the middle of the, sort of like May, June, July, August. They get a bit of respite, but I just get it right from the start with the trees, and then the grass kicks in, and then the trees kick in again at the end. So I'm going in with one of these I Heart. Well, they were I Heart Makeup, they're now I Heart Revolution Blushing Hearts Shimmery Blusher. This is the Bursting with Love variety, and I just zoom my brush around all three. I don't always want a shimmery blush, but because I'm going to do quite strong eyes, I'm going to go with my Juvia's palette to see if I can encourage the weather to brighten up a bit. This is not as pink as it looks on my high def, I promise. Looking like a blooming clown in my viewfinder. But it really is not that bad, I promise you. But I will just see if I can knock it down a little bit for the cameras, just so I don't look quite so clown-like. I say cameras, I have one camera. I'm not quite at Jeffree Star stage yet, where I have about 3 and somebody does my editing for me. That'd be nice. Right. Time to do my brows. So let's zoom in a wee bit. Spoolie through them to get rid of any powder, or in this case sticky foundation and concealer that could be clinging to it anywhere. And I'm going to go in with my usual Essence pomade pencil in dark brown. I prefer this to a normal pencil because, being a pomade pencil, it's a little bit softer and you can smudge it easier with the brush at the other end. It just ends up giving you a more natural finish to your brows, I think. If you go back through my Instagram, about this time last year I was doing the old, I was attempting the Sharpie brow with pomade, the old Instagram brow. Just looked like some kid had attacked me with a Sharpie. It really wasn't a good look. And I used to leave the house like that. You'd think, being a child that grew up in the 80s, I would have learned not all trends suit you. I did the pedal pushers with the rah-rah skirt over the top and the hundreds of bangles up your arm that made you rattle. Go on, tell me in the comments below what your worst fashion nightmare was. Can't decide whether it was the rah-rah skirt of the 80s or the late 70s where everything was brown and orange. There's photographs of me somewhere in a brown frock with little orange flowers all over it, with a matching headscarf that my mum made for me. Well, that was the height of fashion at the time. You look back now and you just think, oh, polyester and ooh, sweaty, nasty, horrible man-made fibres. And everything was brown and bloody orange. Right, I'm just going to go in with a little bit of brow setting gel. I'm using, this must be nearly run out by now, it's a sample that I got free on the front of a magazine. They now call it 24-hour brow gel or something. I don't know whether they've reformulated or just renamed it. You don't have to use this. You can use clear mascara, you can even put hair gel or hairspray on a spoolie and just brush them through. Right, let's zoom out so I can just show you the palette that I'm going to be using today. I am going to be going in with Juvia's Zulu palette, which, look at the stunning bright colours in that. And I feel like it's been dark and dismal for long enough. I want some bright coloured eyeshadow, even if the weather outside isn't going to match. I've got my colour switch for changing colours on the brush. And let's zoom you back in again. Right, now, when I look straight ahead, you can see all of my mobile eyelid, so I don't have a hooded lid. If you don't see all of that, then you've either got a half or a full hooded lid. You can still follow this tutorial. All you need to do is get a pencil brush and with your eye open, just sketch where you would need your crease to start. For those of us who don't have hooded brows, we have it a lot easier. We can literally just follow the shape of our eyeball. But it will just move the crease from here to here. You may want to use a slightly smaller brush because obviously it will decrease the amount of space you have between your brow and your crease. So, ooh, so many choices. I think I'm going to go into this beautiful bright orange to start with. Tap off because Juvia's does actually kick up quite a bit, as you can see. So you do need to tap off well to try and minimise the amount of fallout. And we're going to start off with windscreen wiper movements across the top of our eyeball or following your crease line that you've done. I always start off at the outside edge because if you do end up putting too much on your brush, it's far easier to blend it out at this side of your eye than it is over by your nose. So we're just going to gently run that brush backwards and forwards. And yes, where I'm old and I've lost a lot of weight, my eyelid moves and I get bits of skin that don't actually have colour on and I get stripy bits. However, the next movement will sort that out without putting any more colour on our brush and holding our brush right at the end as we put as little pressure on as possible. Just going to do tiny little circular motions, first in one direction and then the other. And with each circular movement we're going to move up the eye a little bit. Now I normally stop about 5 or 6 mils below my brow, or about the width of brush handle, because I like to put a nice brow highlight in. You take yours to wherever you feel comfortable. I've got a lot of space here to here, so I can put a lot of colour in. If you don't feel comfortable taking it up that high, well then you stop wherever you feel suits your face best. Okay. Nicely blended out. Now we're going to repeat on this side. This is the eye that I'm blind in, and you can see it creases an awful lot more because it got pulled around an awful lot when I was a child. And the skin around your eyes is the most delicate skin on your body, pretty much. So don't pull it around any more than you absolutely have to, because it is one of the few places that really, really does show your age. Eyes, neck and back of hands are the ways to judge someone's age. Unless they've had a facelift, of course. And yeah, my brush slipped and I went a wee bit too high. Joys of having a pain spike and your hand flinches. Oh, you know, there's no accidents, just no mistakes, just happy little accidents, to quote Bob Ross. Don't suppose you remember Bob Ross, do you? I used to love watching him. Very calm, very relaxing. Netflix has got one of his series on, and if I can't sleep, I'll very often just stick an episode on and listen to that. Or I'll listen to Peter Mon. He always has a very calming voice too on his vlogs. Please ignore my phone. So there's the first colour put down. I told you I was going bright today. Now I'm going to go into this lovely red that we've got at the bottom here, because I'm hankering after the blood sugar palette. It was meant to have been up on Beautylish on the 26th. I got an email from them saying it was going to be there on the 26th. It's now the 27th. It's still not there. And Beautylish, surprisingly, have not responded to my query about it. And I say surprisingly because Beautylish's customer service is normally absolutely bang on. Right, as you can see, I'm adding this red over the top, and I'm still going to swirl it. I'm not going to take it as high as I did with the orange. So yes, I'm kind of hankering after that now. It's like I've waited long enough. It's been, what, 6 weeks since it launched just on Jeffrey's website. It's weird because normally the day it launches on Jeffrey's site, it goes to Beautylish as well, and then Beauty Bay tends to get it about 2 or 3 weeks later. I don't know whether he wasn't sure whether this one would sell as well because it's, you know, a bit more expensive, but then you get more shadows in it. So I don't know whether he didn't actually produce as many on the initial run to see what the initial clamour would be like, but I know it's sold out in under 2 minutes on the site, and then people were placing back orders, and those have just gone out. People are starting to get their back orders now, so I really hope that Beautylish are going to get it very soon. So I want to have a play with all those beautiful shadows. Right, I've taken all the colour off of my brush, and I'm just going to gently buff over that red where it meets into the orange, just to blend those colours together. Took the red a wee bit high, you can't really see much of the orange now, but never mind. Doesn't matter. Right. And now getting a pencil brush, I'm going to go into, I think I'll go into the brown. Lovely, beautiful chocolate brown. And I'm just going to sketch out where I'm going to lay that through the crease. And then go about a third of the way along the lash line and just gently colour that corner in. And then using a slightly smaller fluffy brush, dipping the tip of the bristles into the brown, and we're going to give it a bit of a waggle, because we waggle on the top lid and we wiggle on the bottom one. We're just going to waggle that backwards and forwards, just to smudge that colour out a little bit. And then we're going to repeat our circular movements, but we're not going to take it up above the crease, we're just going to keep it on that crease line. Okay. Lovely warm colours today, which is unusual because I normally go for cool colours. Normally I would have gone straight for that purple, but I've used that purple before in a tutorial. I don't know if it's up yet, but I've definitely used it before, so I thought I'd use a different colour this time. Oh, Sally, wake up! Wake up, Sally! She tends to fall asleep about this point because she finds my voice so restful if the kids have kept her up at night. Oh, I apologise to headphone users. Last time I gave you a warning beforehand. Just blend this beautiful galaxy chocolate brown out. Really, these blend so well with themselves. They really do blend out beautifully. They don't go muddy or anything. I've got a couple of Juvia's palettes. I've also got the Mini Masquerade and the Saharan, but this Zulu palette is by far my favourite of the three. Just because I like colour, as I think we've probably established by now with my channel. Right, going in with a flat brush. Do you know what? I'm going to have to pick up some of that purple. And we're just going to wiggle that under the bottom lashes. About 2/3 of the way along the eye. And again this side. Purples and blues are the most difficult colours to get any real vibrancy with. And I think Juvia's and Jeffree Star and Blush Tribe are so far the ones that are the only ones that I've found that have managed to get real depth of colour in blues and purples. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with this packer style brush, and I think I'll pick up some of the orange because we covered most of that up on the top lid. I'm just going to put the very tip of the bristles in the orange and then gently smoke that and gently smudge all the way along the bottom line where we put that purple. Just to continue the vibrancy. Yeah, I know. My inner corner highlight will cover that. It'll be fine. Just tell people that's the look you were going for. That's what I do. Oh, going right into there? Yeah, that's the look I was going for. Okay, now there's 3 shimmers in here, in this palette. Turquoise, beautiful green, and then this pinky gold shift. And do you know what? I think I'm going to have to go for that blue. Beautiful turquoise. Okay, so pack that onto the brush. And then just pop that onto the 2/3 of the lid that we haven't put any colour onto yet. Now bearing in mind that went on with a dry brush, didn't wet it at all, you can really see how vibrant these shadows are. You can wet them to increase the vibrancy, but you really don't need to. I mean, you can see this is going on beautifully. And it's so pigmented, I've not even needed to put concealer down first to cover the red and the brown, because this is strong enough to do it itself. Let's just carry that blue round. Like that. Yeah, I've got a bit of fallout. I need to deal with that. So, a big fluffy brush. Ooh, where that's really sticky concealer. It's making dusting it away a tad challenging today. So, I'm just going to pick up a little bit of extra translucent powder. Just to help encourage it to dissipate. Okay, so if you've got a shadow palette that does have fallout, if you're using this concealer and this foundation, you're either going to need to do your eyes first or put a heck of translucent powder down to catch any fallout, because this is really playing me up today. And Juvia's doesn't normally take this much to sweep off, so it has to be the base. And the only thing that I'm using different today is the foundation and the concealer. So that's, I don't actually need to go out today, so if I was going out I'd put some more concealer on that just to cover up. But as I said, I'm not planning on going anywhere today. Right, I am going to do my liner and lashes off camera, and I will be right back. Hey, I'm back. I used my usual 17 Tattoo Me, and for mascara today I used the Tarte Lights Camera Splashes, the waterproof version. And now it's highlight time, and I'm going to go in with Jeffree's Platinum Ice palette and a little brush. And I think I'll pick up a bit of Glacier for the inner corner, which is a beautiful icy blue and will work really nicely over that sort of Caribbean or Caribbean blue that we've already put around there. Complement and enhance the look. And put a little bit of that up under the brow bone. I do love Jeffrey's highlighters, or skin frost as he calls them. Right. I might need a little bit more under this brow actually. There we go. Right, let's zoom you back out a little bit. And I'm going to go in with my teardrop shaped one. Now, Pink Chill, he was always described, when he launched it, he described it more of a blush topper, and that it wasn't as blinding as his other highlights. So I'm using Pink Chill today because I used the shimmery blush. Not entirely sure why he says it's less blinding though, because are you seeing that? Yeah, okay, Jeffrey. Blush topper. Whatever you reckon. I don't think that's any less glowy than any of his other highlighters. Right, lipstick time. I think I'm going to continue the colourful theme, and I'm going to use one of the, still reasonably new to me anyway, Colourpop's Luxe Lippies in shade Getty. I do love these because they've got beautiful rose gold component with little stars all over it, and then when you look at the actual lipstick, the bullet's got little stars all over it. Look, see? How cute is that? Right, let's zoom you in and put a bit of lippy on. So you can see just how super creamy that is. And it's not streaky at all. I know a lot of people have said some of the lighter ones they've had have been a bit hit and miss in terms of colour payoff, but I've got two. I've got this one, Getty, and I've got Still Crazy. And both of these absolutely fine on me, not a problem at all. Right, it's time to liberally douse our face with setting spray. You can stop there if you like. As we all know, I'm a little bit extra and I like my makeup, say it with me, to stay put. Alright, don't go anywhere. I am going to do something with this hair and I'm going to be straight back. Well, I've done something to it. So there we go. That's today's bright, I suppose peacock inspired when I look at the final colours, makeup look using Juvia's. I hope you found this helpful and fun, and if you did, perhaps you'd like to hit that like button for me, comment, click subscribe. If you subscribe, don't forget to hit that bell, and then you get told every time I upload a new video. Okay, see you soon. Bye for now.